Your escrow period is 30 days. So, I mean, at worst case scenario with the timelines that we're seeing today, you're at, 4 months
Right.
at worst case scenario to sell the home that you vacated.
Yeah.
And the cool thing is yes, the loan does accrue interest, but you don't have to make payments on it. So
Right.
you're paying it all back from the proceeds of the sale.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And the backup contract, what it allows you to do, you made the comment earlier, the problem that people are facing is they have the mortgage payment already with the house they're moving out of, and then they're taking on a new mortgage payment. Now we have dual mortgage payments simultaneously.
Yes.
It's very difficult, realistically, for people to qualify for both at the same time. And that is what's stopping most people from making this transaction. The backup contract eliminates the need for an underwriter to hit for the departure residence mortgage payment, property tax, insurance, otherwise known as PITI.
We were going to talk about now that rates are dropping and people are really, I would say, anxious because people have been under house arrest, it feels like, for the last several years with a really good interest rate.
Yeah.
But they bought their home when rates were really low,
Either
or refinanced.
during COVID or pre-COVID, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it was always with the intention of, well, this isn't our forever home. We're going to eventually upgrade. And then they got landlocked. Like, they haven't been able to upgrade because the vast spread between a 2.5% interest rate and a 7 was.
Don't forget the property tax.
Yeah, property taxes. So we have a really cool program that allows people to jump into another home. They still have to sell their current home, but they don't have to sell it first to be able to buy the other one, right?
Because that's the conundrum, right? Like you're in your starter home. Let's just say it's a married couple that's had a child and maybe a second or something like that, and they're in like a 2-bedroom condo, as a lot of the times the case.
Yes.
And maybe it's 1,000 more or less square feet, and at a certain point, you have to move. Your life circumstances changed, and you need more space, but again, if you bought in 2020 in a condo or pre-COVID, let's say, you bought it $600,000 or $700,000, which would have been a nice condo back then.
Yeah.
Well, it's easier said than done to try to make this leap. But what you're saying now is interest rates are starting to settle a little bit, opening up the possibility for these folks to think about selling. But the problem is, how do you buy before you sell? Because the idea of them selling with a family, kids, dogs, life, it's not really realistic.
No, it's always the pickle of, well, like, maybe financially we can afford a higher mortgage payment, but we haven't been able to save the down payment that was required. Or we don't qualify for 2 mortgage payments. And then having, like, I had a client in that situation that she was about to have a baby. And so they wanted to buy another property, but it was a lot to have to, the pressure of having to sell the home to get into the next home while pregnant with a baby, another child already under the age of 3. It was a lot.
Moving is stressful in and of itself. You add all those layers to it. Oh my gosh.
Exactly.
So no wonder the inventory has been locked down, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And so it's nice to be able to offer something to people to let them know, hey, you don't have to do it that way anymore. People call them bridge loans. So this isn't essentially like a bridge loan exactly, but we can get you from your old home into a new home without having to first sell the old home. So you can tap into the equity of the current home that you have to move it over to the new purchase. And we can do it in as little as 14 days. So it's a huge, I think, advantage right now.
Yeah. So we've talked about the problem, and we're bringing up the solution now. Let's dive into what that actually looks like, because there's a few different ways to design this bridge loan. The path of least resistance is the backup contract. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. So backup contract, essentially, if you're going to sell your home, and that's already your intention before you buy the next one, what we can do is offer you a guaranteed backup contract for the sale of your home, and that goes into effect once you've bought the new home. So if you're moving from Long Beach to Huntington Beach, you're settled into Huntington Beach, you've closed escrow, that's when the 6-month time clock starts to sell the other home. And you can choose whatever agent you want to work with, but it just has to get sold within 6 months so that loan or that bridge loan is repaid.
Yeah. And average time on market, depending on where you live and your price point, especially if we're talking about a starter home, is probably 90 days or less, more or less, right? And they're giving you 6 months.
Yeah,
And
the escrow
probably can
period's
give you an
30
extension
days.
if you really need it.
Yes, exactly. And so your escrow period's 30 days. So I mean, at worst case scenario, with the timelines that we're seeing today, you're at what, 4 months
Right.
at worst case scenario to sell the home that you vacated.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the cool thing is yes, the loan does accrue interest, but you don't have to make payments on it. So
Right.
you're paying it all back from the proceeds of the sale.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And the backup contract, what it allows you to do, you made the comment earlier, the problem that people are facing is they have the mortgage payment already with the house they're moving out of, and then they're taking on a new mortgage payment. Now we have dual mortgage payments simultaneously.
Yes.
It's very difficult, realistically, for people to qualify for both at the same time. And that is what's stopping most people from making this transaction. The backup contract eliminates the need for an underwriter to hit for the departure residence mortgage payment, property tax, insurance, otherwise known as PITI.
Yes.
Right?
Pity.
Pity. It's a pity.
Pity. But yeah, that's the logistics of it in mortgage terms.
Yeah.
And then I like to give it in layman's terms.
Yeah, yeah. You know me, I'm a mortgage lingo guy.
That's why we do the
I need you to clean it up.
So that's it. We just want to let you guys know that there's an option out there that you can make this happen without feeling that stress of, oh my God,
Yeah.
how am I going to pull off 2 payments? What if I can't sell my existing
Yeah.
home? I don't know how many transactions we've seen where our buyer is selling their home, and if there's even a hiccup, it can just cause a whole clog in the pipeline.
Right.
From one person to the other. It just affects so many transactions.
Yeah. Yeah. So whether you're using the full-on bridge loan or just a backup contract, the backup contract's relatively inexpensive too. It's like $2,500 to $5,000 depending on your purchase price.
Conforming prices are $2,500, high balance or jumbo or $5,000 paid up front. So you do have to pay for that, but you're paying that to be able to qualify to buy your next dream home without having to qualify for both mortgage payments.
Pretty affordable, all things considered.
Yeah.
And that product didn't really used to exist.
No.
And we always wondered, man, if there was just a way for us to omit or leave out the departure residence mortgage payment and PITI, that would open up the marketplace. Well, we now have that product. So if you're listening to this as a buyer stuck in their starter home with a growing family and you're feeling stuck because you're not sure how to do this, this is your key.
Yes, absolutely. So happy hunting.
Happy hunting indeed.